Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. My name's Jonathan. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. My name's Jonathan. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. I'm Jonathan. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. Welcome back to Student Pulse NZ. My name's Jonathan. If you were subscribed to our channel or you were at Toi-Ohomai in 2018, you would have seen this face fronting up for a number of interviews that we did with different people, because I used to be with Student Pulse and we had a lot of fun, made a lot of videos. Since then I've left, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I've left, and I'm now working for Rotorua Hospice. So I'm the chief executive here, oversee all the operations and the staff and everything that we do. So it was quite a big jump to go from Student Pulse with a small team of direct employees but a large number of volunteers to a larger organisation with some more employees but about the same number of volunteers, and working through some different, having moved from education into the health sector. So it's been a lot of fun. There's been some huge changes up at the Toi-Ohomai, and there's a whole lot more to come. As you may be aware, the government is proposing big changes to the tertiary education sector. So it'll be interesting to see what those changes look like. Hopefully they focus on putting the student back at the centre of the conversation, because the students are the heart of the institute, the heart of the organisation, and students need to be part of the conversation and guiding where the institute goes in the future, and Student Pulse is essential in that conversation. Student Pulse, independent voice for students at Toi-Ohomai, needs to be part of that conversation. So fully still have my support in what they're doing. So a number of programs, it's nice to know that a number of programs that I helped to support starting last year are carrying on this year. So we had the buddy program, the swimming, water safety, food rescue, all sorts of stuff. So all those programs are carrying on, which is fantastic, and they're growing in size. It's also cool that now Student Pulse has the opportunity to employ some new people, get some new staff on board, give it a new direction and so on. So yeah. I really miss not having the same interaction with the students, especially around the morning tea table or the lunch table. You know, when people like Paul come in and I could just give him grief, or Caleb, and seeing Kelly and all of those students that you build a relationship with. Unfortunately don't have that relationship with the students anymore, but now it's with patients and people who have been given a length of time in which they've got left to live, so they're really trying to maximise their time. So I suppose at Student Pulse it was working with students to help them maximise their time when they're in study, and here at hospice it's people who are nearing the end of life. But yeah, I do miss Student Pulse. I miss Marguerite, who is one of the executive members, and the way that she runs meetings and is very strong on making sure things are done properly. I miss making videos with this guy, Paul, because it's, it was a lot of fun. Who knows, maybe eventually might come back to the tertiary education sector. Don't know, at the moment I'm loving what I do. Yeah. So when I was at Student Pulse, my job title was called General Manager. So, and what I did is sort of oversaw everything that, everything that Student Pulse did, so contracts and finances and stuff like that. But with the job title General Manager, it's a bit easier to work with. So when I came here to hospice, they started calling me Chief Executive. and it sounded really weird for a real long time, just because it's, sort of a bit sort of, pompous or, stuck up or whatever. So that was probably the biggest change. Everything, all the other stuff was pretty similar, like in the way that we work and report and stuff. But just getting used to that name change and that job title was a bit weird. Even now, I still, people say, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I work at hospice." I don't go on about the job title or anything. So that was probably the biggest change, or the biggest part that actually had to get used to. Yeah. Oh, that and that. That. The key thing that Student Pulse and the students of both Toi-Ohomai and the polytech sector around New Zealand need to hang on to is making sure that they're being heard by senior management, being heard by the Tertiary Education Commission, being heard by the governance of the institute, and so on. So Student Pulse really needs to stand strong, and Student Pulse has been in existence now for more than 40 years, and that's a huge legacy of people who have been involved, who have supported students through education and so on. And it's vital that Student Pulse retains that independence, that autonomy, and really stand strong for student voice. Students are not customers, students are stakeholders. Students are as much a part of the institute as anybody else, whether it's so for example us here at hospice, or nurses at DHB, or Reed Stag as a timber mill, who are stakeholders and have an interest in the institute. Students do as well. So students need to get behind Student Pulse, volunteer, be loud, be proud of the fact that you're a student of the institute, and make sure that your voice is heard. If you're not happy about something, point it out. If something's going well, celebrate it. If it's not going well, find ways to fix it through the Student Pulse vehicle, because Student Pulse has proven to be heard and proven to work and to make a difference in students' lives. So that's very much my kōrero, what I would say to Student Pulse, is to stand strong, retain your flavour, retain the kaupapa, which is independent and autonomous student voice, to make sure that students are at the centre of educational life in the Bay of Plenty. And with that, as Paul said, this could possibly be the last time I ever make it on the Student Pulse NZ on YouTube. If you're going to miss me, leave some comments below, push like, subscribe, hit me up on the Insta. Got strong Insta game. From myself and everyone I know who's been connected with Student Pulse and have moved on over the years, as you come into the next big change, which is the government changing everything, stand strong and be proud, and just know that everyone who's been involved with Student Pulse in the past still has a heart for it and wants to see it succeed. So wishing you all the best. Over and out.
Student Pulse is for the kids.